Hi folks, this is Zach Withers. I'm running for state representative for House District 22, and I wanted to share something real quick. This will be a little bit of a longer video, but something happened last week that is just so frustrating to me. The Farm Bill, the 2018 Farm Bill, expired again without a renewal. So for those of you who don't know, the Farm Bill is the second largest spending bill that the federal government passes. It funds our food system. It funds all of the food aid. So if you're on EBT, if you're on SNAP, food banks, all the food security initiatives all across the country get funded through this bill, as does things like the commodity price guarantees, which is a fancy way of saying subsidies for big commodity producers. This is why we have cheap food in the grocery stores. It also funds things like crop insurance subsidies, which allow farmers to stay in business when they're, get hit by a hurricane or a drought or a flood and lose their crops. Insurance companies won't cover that unless they get paid by the federal government to do it. It is insane to me that we are now 2 years out on passing a bill at the federal level that is so critically important. And I do a lot of work with the Farmers Union. I've been on policy council at the National Farmers Union for a couple years now. And last winter, I spent a week in DC, and we had briefings with what they call the Four Corners. So these are all the staffers that work on the agricultural committees for the Republicans and the Democrats, House and Senate. A lot of meetings. The crazy part is that there is broad consensus across most of the government about what the Farm Bill should be, and there is a couple of a small contingent in the House majority that are using the Farm Bill as a tool to attack Democrats in just really nasty partisan politics. That's why we don't have a Farm Bill right now. And that is, the Senate side, the Republicans are very embarrassed by that because they won't even argue with it. Everybody else is pretty much on the same page that we just need to cut and paste the old one, do the exact same thing, roll the IRA funds into the conservation titles. A little bit of a disagreement about whether or not they should be tied to the same specific uses that they were tagged for in the IRA, or if they should be allowed to be applied to a broader range of practices. I actually think that the Senate Republicans have a good view on it and are advancing pretty smart legislation. The House Republicans want to cut all of that money out of conservation, which is what funds my farm. All the small farms get funded through conservation dollars. We don't get subsidized. The only subsidies we get come through NRCS and stuff. The point of this is that the federal government has stopped even trying to pretend like they're trying to do their job. All across the board, they're incompetent, and the partisan nonsense. Partisan fucking nonsense. This is the shit that is going to destroy our country. Fred Ponsloff is he's a funny dude. He's a weird dude. He's from California. He's a movie actor. He's got super democratic politics. He's not Satan. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Anyway, that sort of stuff is threatening to undermine our ability to feed ourselves. It has never been more critical to retake food sovereignty and to focus on local issues and reestablish the supply chains that we need to make sure that we can keep feeding ourselves, because this shit keeps on going this way. 2020 and the pandemic was not a one-off. That shit can happen anytime, And it's really important that we are like getting past our blue team, red team nonsense and working on doing the things we need to do to build sustainable communities. So I hope you'll support me in November. I hope you'll support independent candidates everywhere. And yeah, stay kind, stay strong.